A couple weeks ago, I missed my weekly YouTube upload.
That's what happens when the power's out too long before you get the generator going. The pump's running, but it's...
Anytime a severe weather event rolls through your area, you're reminded of the importance of being prepared. We were lucky this time around to only get an evening full of rain and a long day of high winds. So what you'll see here is not a story of massive loss like what the poor folks to the south of us are dealing with as a result of the same December 2021 weather system. No, this is a story of complete negligence. Negligence by me. I was editing in my office on a Saturday evening when my computer died.
My computer is right there where I was editing my video for tomorrow.
The wind had been blowing hard all day long, but it had finally started to die down, so I was surprised that the power went out now. No big deal, really. We've been here plenty of times before. 9 times out of 10, when the power goes out, it's usually back on within an hour or so no harm in that. But we have dealt with long-term outages before too, like a week or more. Yeah, for us in the Midwest, you need to survive the wind, the flash flooding, and the lack of electricity that comes along with it. We've done our very best to be prepared as possible for the worst case scenario. An alternate electricity source is a must when you have a basement. Our biggest flood came a decade ago. After learning what could happen and what went wrong, we spent the next year or more doing our very best to make this as preventable as possible. I reworked the elevations around our house. I installed a larger outdoor sump pump capable of removing higher volumes of water before it got to the interior sump pump. Works like a charm. I put in a backup sump pump, and I have backups for my backup. Spare parts and hoses. A phone dialer device that calls my phone when the power goes out or if the water gets too high in the sump pump pit. It's called me several times to let me know of a power failure or high water situation, and it's saved the basement. Back then, I was on high alert and full of anxiety every time it rained an inch or more.
So we're making do when the power's out, living like the pioneers.
It's great.
This is Mary and Laura Ingalls right here.
This was the first real power outage that the girls will remember.
What do you think, Caroline?
They were having fun. We were having fun. Lighting candles, imagining a pioneer lifestyle. I noticed something flickering by the woods across the field.
There's a pole. There's a down pole and a fire against a tree. See that sparkling light right there? There's one blinking, that's a windmill. But the one that's glowing bright, that is a power line against the trees.
I knew this meant that the power was going to be out for a good long while, and I'd be forced to get the generators running.
And I haven't had it running for a couple of years, so we're going to see if it'll start. Hey, George. So, I got a gas leak. Oh, crap. Gosh, why is everything leaking gas? Choke. Popped off.
Have you ever heard a coach yell, "Get your head in the game"? Well, my head wasn't in the game. I had gotten lackadaisical, careless, and distracted. It's been too good for too long, and well, as hard as it is to admit, this one's on me. I let the team down.
Well, the power was out a little too long.
Do you want me to, can I grab some stuff, please? It's not that deep.
Just walk really slow.
Okay.
Just walk slow so we don't splash it all over, Eva.
Okay.
Now we got more to do.
There were 3 major mistakes in my game that day. In other words, these are my excuses. Number 1, I assumed that the power would come back on quickly and I could avoid the hassle of starting the generators and connecting them to the house and the barn, and you know what they say about assuming. Number 2, I underestimated how much rain we'd had and how much work the outside sump pump was doing because the inside pumps had barely been running at all.
Yeah.
Well, when you go run the sweeper, you'll just have to see how it acts.
Okay.
For water drain down. Pump's running, works better with electricity. Now we clean up. This is generator number 2. I need to get some power to our outdoor wood boiler so that I can have some heat in the house. Kara and her parents are working on sweeping out water, and I'm going to try to get this heat going. This one's not going to start as easy. Well, I can't get that little generator running, so I'm gonna have to go find a generator. Over at my father-in-law's, found another generator.
There's something hinky about it.
This is a homemade elevator. Just got a hoist up in the attic. Second generator's running. Now we gotta get some power on in this building.
I'd be curious what kind of voltage that's putting out.
Trying to run dehumidifiers off the generator. It doesn't like it. All the lights are on generators too. This one's running. Okay, I went and got a third generator for my dad because I need to be able to run the dehumidifiers, and they're drawing a lot of power from our main generator. So yeah, we all got our generators from the same place. Well, it's been about 24 hours, but they're finally back there going to put in a new pole. They got a machine that's on tracks, and they got a pickup back there, and hopefully they'll have us fixed up here pretty soon. Maybe we'll get the power back on tonight, and I can shut off the generators.
And number 3, the phone dialer never called me to warn me the water was getting high. At some point in the past, the water sensor has failed and the dialer apparently no longer works. So unwittingly, I had come to have too much trust in it. A replacement for the same old phone dialer or water sensor apparently no longer exists. Probably because nobody has a landline phone anymore. I found a new system that will send text messages and emails to multiple phones in the event of a power outage. It came with a water sensor as well that I could use to detect high water in the sump pit should the pumps fail even with the power still on. So double protection, same as before.
Thanks, Grandpa. Okay, so I have removed our own phone dialer system and I've installed a little unit that uses Wi-Fi,
And if the power goes out, it will... If the power goes out, the Wi-Fi won't work. Okay, Amazon. Just a minute. So in the event of a power failure, this battery backup will keep our Wi-Fi up and running. Now I just have to make sure that I plug in everything that I want to be backed up. So it's the router and also our power over Ethernet cable that powers the antenna that goes to it. Kara likes to hide this stuff in the corner. Alright, so if the power goes out, the Wi-Fi will stay on because of the battery backup, and this thing will be able to send me an email, send me a text, let me know, hey look, be ready to do something stupid. Don't sit around and wait. Alright, let's test it out. Alright, I think I've got it set up to do a text message now, so if we have a power failure, it should text me. Maybe that will be a little bit quicker than an email. Takes it a few seconds till the light turns blue. So now it should do something. We'll see how long it takes. Oh, that was quick. Oh, cool. So it says MySpool. It tells me the power is off. Alright, I'm going to see if I can additionally get it to tell me that the water is off, that the water sensor is high. So I'm going to dip the water sensor. Okay, in order to trigger a water alert, it says that I need to dip it in water for 30 seconds. Wipe it dry. So it did trigger a water alert, and I got a power out alert. So it's working. You saw the water sensor? That water sensor I'm going to put inside that tube just like the last one I had, so that way water doesn't splash up from the sump pit and falsely send an alert because it got the sensor wet. Yep, I'm going to tape it on there. There. I can easily remove that if need be or adjust it. This thing also has a temperature sensor, so I'm not going to need that necessarily in here, but you would, if you wanted to put this in, say, a cabin or a seasonal place, you could have that sensor detect a freezing situation and alert you as well. Might be really good for like a crawl space or a basement. Got a really nice and bright green LED light that lets you know all systems are go. So, alright, so it should let me know when the power goes out or when the water's too high in the sump pit. Let's hope I never need this thing. So what's the takeaway here? How can I wrap this up with anything positive? Well, some of our preparations did prove to help us handle the few inches of water this time. The drywall stops short of the floor, and the insulation stops way short of the drywall, so none of those got wet. The baseboards are easily removable with screws too, so if we needed to do that we could, but didn't have to this time. We have stained concrete instead of carpet or flooring, and that really helps. Keepsakes and important stuff is kept in plastic totes or elevated well above the floor. Now this is not to say that it's flood-proof, but it wasn't nearly as bad as it could have been. Aside from the huge inconvenience of clean up and dry out, we really didn't lose anything that didn't deserve to be thrown out anyway. Everything else cleaned up and dried really well since the water was in and out so quickly. My ego is bruised, and I feel like an idiot for letting this happen, but this video is a good exercise in humility. And it's taught me to keep my head in the game when the power goes out. Wisdom isn't always free, I guess. But mostly, the entire ordeal has served as a reminder. A reminder that my wife is a rock star. I helped with the heavy lifting and keeping the generators running, but she did all the cleanup when I had to go back to work the next day and I wasn't there. That's why I don't have any video of it. She's the one that had the basement all organized and ready so that it could handle the water in the first place. She mopped and dried and wiped and washed all of it so quickly that within 48 hours of having 3 inches of water throughout our entire basement, you couldn't tell anything had even happened. I'm thankful to be reminded of how fortunate I am to have her and her lessons in work ethic for our girls. Alright, I won't get all sappy here, but I just want to thank her again for all her efforts and not holding this one over me. So hopefully, the next video concerning our basement will be about the installation of a whole house standby generator. I don't know though, they are expensive. So we'll just have to see what happens there when we get our estimate next week. But until then, I want to thank you so much for clicking on this video and watching until the end. My family really enjoys reading your comments below, so don't be afraid to share your power outage stories or your basement got flooded stories. I just appreciate you coming along with me on this one. And if I'm lucky, I will see you in the next video. All right, take care. Well, today's video is going to be a little bit different than the usual because I'm going to film it all on my phone. It's an exclusive for Dig Drive, for the true Dig Drive DIY fans.
Dig Drive DIY.
Hey, I want to take a chance to thank my special helpers for this video. It's the Dig Drive DIY live girls. Give it one live shot, girls.
Dig Drive DIY.
Sounds great.